Good morning, this is Connor from 0DTE Traders here to present our market minute for November 1st, 2024. In this video, we'll do a quick intraday analysis, discuss the put wall and its function, and end with a performance check. Let's dive in. It is 10:50 and the SPX is trading higher, up 0.8% to 5750. It is bullish out here at this time. VIX down 6%, MAGs outperforming up 1.6%. Two of the most important variables. ADD is plus 1,000, but it is losing momentum here. Volume difference also losing momentum. It was about a 3-to-1 ratio on that initial leg up. Now about a 1.7-to-1 ratio, but still positive across the board. The SPX is at an inflection point, finding resistance at 5765, 5770. This was the breakout level from about a month ago, and it has functioned as support over the past few weeks. We did break it yesterday in a risk-off fashion. Now back here for a back test. What was once support now becomes resistance. If bulls can break above this zone, it opens the door to the next gamma zone, which is at 5795. That is our flip, and then 5800 above that. There's also a gap zone on the upside from about 5776 to 5813. On the downside, 5750 is now support. A break opens the door to that 5725, 5720 zone, which did function as support for most of the day in yesterday's session. There's also a gap on the downside, 5723 to about 5705. That is yesterday's closing price, with the put wall just below that at 5700. Taking a look at 0DTE options volume, we have the max call at 5750. This is the strike with the highest 0DTE call volume. And the max put at 5700. That is the strike with the highest 0DTE put volume. Now we are starting to see volume shift upwards, which is a bullish indication, to 5800 on the call side and 5750 on the put side. So we most certainly want to see that max call strike shift higher for an indication of more upside at this juncture. The gamma index is negative 760 million notional, meaning that the bears are technically in control, and we should be anticipating more volatility. So the lower that gamma index, the wider the return distribution, more volatility on the downside and the upside as dealers chase delta, selling weakness, buying strength. Now, where is that inflection point from negative to positive? That is around 57.95. That is our flip. Although this transition is not clear cut, really from 57.75 to about 58.50. Very mixed here. Some strikes negative, some strikes positive. Probably more chop, high velocity type whipsaw action. For bulls to really regain control, for us to see material positive gamma, we need to see a move above 58.50, which then opens the door to 58.75 and then 5900. Flows will be much more supportive above 58.50. On the downside, we can see the significance of 57.50, that 57.25, 57.20 zone, and then 5700 put wall, which is very sizable here in terms of negative gamma. Now, what is the put wall? Using our glossary, we can quickly look up the definition. The put wall is considered our lower bound and is the most significant support. It represents the highest concentration of put gamma, as we can see here, i.e. buy flows. The put wall often acts as a magnet. It's a logical downside target, but when tested, it often triggers a sharp move to the upside as participants monetize puts and come out and sell volatility. And generally, we do see multi-day bounces off that put wall. For us, from a 0DTE perspective, short trades into the put wall and long trades originating from the put wall, as well as short puts at or below the put wall, are commonly regarded as a high probability setup, taking advantage of that elevated demand. That was my primary trade today as well as yesterday. Yesterday entering at 57.20, closing at that 5-minute cycle high off that 57.35 handle, which was basically the upper bound of that range for most of the day. Today entering right at the open, more or less, to play that squeeze into that inflection point, and I closed out here. Overall, decent week. I am ending green, up $3,400, 8 trades, 7 winners, 1 flat. These are the put credit spreads I mentioned, selling 5,700. Prior to that, on Wednesday and Tuesday, I traded long calls. Biggest winner was here on Tuesday for $1,000, nearly 200% ROI. Monday, I took no trades. We were trading in a 20-point range. Not a lot of opportunity. Also, not feeling 100% this week, but I should be back next week in full force. If you'd like to learn 3 option strategies that our traders use to generate consistent profits with 0DTE options, along with a repeatable process on how to trade these strategies effectively, join the team at 0DTEtraders.com.